What's up, guys? Sabine here with Too Much Light. So what I want to show you today is how to create a Valentine's card. I created one in Procreate, but I think I have a better version or like better skill set to use Adobe Illustrator instead. So let's jump in. What we are gonna start with is create a A4 file, which is the size that you see on the screen, and I want it to be in the landscape mode because in the end we will have it folded in the middle. So what I'm gonna do, I just want to draw a line and align it in the middle of the page so that I know where the fold will happen. And because I want to create the same thing as I made in the Procreate, I'm just gonna send it to myself to the laptop, and I will use it as a guide in it. So let's go. Oh, God, it's giant. Okay, so we have it in here. Let's move it to back. And let's start with the heart. There's like, no, let's start with locking the layer. Locked, okay. Okay, so there's like 1,000 possible ways how you can actually create the heart, but I'm gonna just draw it with a pen tool, like one side, and the second part I'm gonna mirror because I feel it's the best way to go for this use case. Sometimes it's not, sometimes you need a little bit more, like how to say, curve in there. Maybe I'm gonna delete this point and try to make it only with these two. But for this use case, I think it works the best because it's like the heart is a little bit more straight so that the frog actually like pops in or out. Okay, so I have it, and I will align these 2 points above each other so that it actually in the end meets the second half. And I'm going for transform and reflect, but not the points but the whole thing, so you have to select the whole thing. I'll transform, reflect, and I'm going for the horizontal and copy so that we actually have them together, and I'm gonna set 0 spacing between them so they actually stick to each other. And now you can either use Pathfinder with one click, or you can use this tool in here, Shape Builder. I spoke about it like 1,000 times everywhere. I like it a little bit more. Okay, and the heart, it's a little bit rough, so let's make it okay. And now I'm gonna pick the color. Okay, so we have the heart in here. And now let's go for the frog. Yeah, I'm just gonna draw it around like this. Again, there's like 1,000 possible ways you can go. I could have created it from the like shapes, for example, like start with a rectangle and then do something else. But to be honest, I really like the hand-drawn feeling of the frog, so I want to keep it somehow in the vectors as well. That's why I would like to do this. And now I will draw the midline in here. I recently started to have this weird style of crossing the lines in Adobe Illustrator, and I really like it. So I'm gonna again copy the reflect, copy this side, put it in here, cutesy. Okay, good. Now let's go for the mouth. Yeah, what I was saying, I started to really enjoy having like this not finished, not perfect style in Adobe Illustrator. I think it works really well with some illustrations, and this one is like the prime example of that. Let's delete this one. It's a prime example of that because you want the feeling to be hand drawn when you give somebody a card. So this works pretty okay. And now I'm gonna just create an ellipse for the eye, another for the reflections. Okay, and I'm going to group them all, and again go for transform and reflect, copy, and now we have the other eye down in here. Yeah, I think it looks really cute. Okay, and for the star we are going to go for the rectangle, make a square, and go to effect, and in the effect there is distort and transform, and we go to pucker and bloat, which will create the star effect really well. As you can see, on the other hand, on the other side it's a flower, but we want to be a star like this one. Okay, and now we just like turn it and make it smaller. Okay, so then we have, and I'm holding Option while copying it, so it creates a copy. That's not what I wanted. Okay, so there we have it. We have it all. Yoo-hoo. Okay, now let's go for the background. So I always do this overflow from the fold, because it, first of all, it looks nice, and second of all, it's really annoying to. Okay, so I will just create the overflow with the line first, because I don't see a thing. Okay, in here hold Option while manipulating so that the edge stays clear and sharp. Good. Okay, and I will pick the color pink, and let's bring it back. And now we are gonna do these tiny pink hearts. So I copied the first one that I created, and I just make it smaller, and I will pick the color from here, and let's see this. I'm gonna make the picture underneath lower opacity, so I just select it, and in the layers you can see that the picture is in there, and in properties I will just drop it, the opacity, and I'm gonna lock the layer again so it doesn't annoy me. Here it is. Okay, so now you can see that I have a heart, and we want to go for object, repeat, and grid. So it creates a grid of hearts, and if you want to make the size, yes, okay. When you want to make the grid further apart from each other, the hearts. Okay, let's do this. Okay, this is a little too much. Let's make them closer together. Alrighty, good. We will delete the middle line and also the picture. We can just like unsee it, or I'm gonna move it to the side so that we still have the colors on hand. Okay, so I have the picture in here just in case we need to somehow reference it. And now I would like to color the frog. I want to close the shape underneath. So what I'm going to do is that I'm gonna Command C, Command V the lines, and then I'm gonna, that's not what I expected to happen. I'm gonna group them, Command G. And now when you click twice on something, you open like a focus mode only for the shape that you clicked on. And in this, I want to continue the line of the frog in here. It doesn't have to be precise because we're gonna hide it anyway. And I want to create one shape. So I selected all the lines we have in here. I'm gonna select the shape builder and click. And what happens is that now I have one shape from the frog, which also means that I can fill it with color. So now I'm gonna go out of the focus mode, select the frog, and I'm going to do eye for the eyedropper and click for the green. So now you can see I have the green froggy and the heart. Let's select all of them and send them to back so that you can actually see that the line stayed in here. So I'm gonna select the lines now and I'm gonna make them darker color. So first of all, we can actually see them, and second of all, I would like to make it a dark pink. Yes, that's what I would like. I'm going for the dark pink. What I'm trying to do with the colors is it's like to keep them, let's say, in the family, so that it kind of all goes together. And I'm gonna make the stroke a little bit stronger. This is too strong. Yeah, this can work. Okay, so now for the eyes, I'm gonna make them white and filled. And the irises with the dark brown works for me. And these two, let's make them white. Oh, isn't she a cutie? Is she a cutie? Okay, so I have something bad or wrong said with my eyedropper, and I feel like it's not eyedropping as I would imagine that it's supposed to, but whatever. Okay. And I feel like I want the eye to actually have a line, but not the perfect one. So I'm going to draw with the pen just around the eye a little bit, not perfectly, and I'm not gonna close it in the end. And I just want it to be an outline in the same color as the iris is. So it's gonna look something like this. And I want the mouth to have the same, and maybe also the surroundings of the frog. Let's try how it's gonna look. Yeah, I think she's cute. And gonna reflect the liners of the eye. And let's place it strategically in here. Okay. Isn't she cute? Alright, and I want the stars to be some kind of very warm yellow. I feel like I'm better with vectors than in the Procreate. Maybe it's just a feeling. Don't know. Alrighty, and what about now? Now I'm thinking that I will maybe draw line art of the heart, very not finishy way, with the same dark color. Let's see how that goes. Okay, I like this much more. Okay. Let's make it like this. I like the overflowy and the very hand-drawn like style, but it's actually not hand-drawn style, but it actually is. Like, I don't know how to make it sound better. And I want the frog to be blushing as well. I think, yeah, I forgot to make it in the Procreate, but I want it to have some sort of blushy cheeks. So I'm just gonna create these cutesy shapy ellipses. Okay. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. And let's move it a bit. Okay. And I feel I could use some kind of texture in the heart. I tried to put it in here as well, but it didn't work very much. But I feel in here it could look better. And I would like to have it grainy slash grainy or gradienty. The thing with gradient is that when you actually try to print it from time to time, depending on the quality of your printer, it can happen that it looks weird. So if you are trying to print it at home, what I would suggest is save it like this, jump in the end of the video where I'm exporting it, and print it and see how it looks, or like just save it in this current stage and then try to print it with the gradient as well, because from time to time it looks weird. Anyhow, I would like to make it gradienty quite a lot, so let's try. I'm going to copy the heart in case of need twice. So I want it to be a gradient from, yes, exactly like this. And the lower one, I want it to be darker so that the frog actually pops out. And of course I made the wrong decision. Haven't I? I can't see in this light, it's terrible. Yeah, I think I darkened the wrong side. Wow, it's really bad visibility in this light, because like the light is actually shining, you know, directly in my computer, because I'm genius apparently. Okay, and now I'm going to the effect and texture and grain. Okay, and I will probably do something like this. And I'm gonna copy the first heart and send it back, so that the effect actually overlays the first heart. Okay, something like this I can survive. Like, you can tell that I'm actually much better with Adobe Illustrator. I never noticed the difference so much. And also I'm thinking now that I like it more when it's like on randomize. So in the repeat options you have in here, you can choose how it's gonna look. And now I'm thinking that maybe I want the grid to be like this. Yes, this is much better. Or like this. This is it. Yes, this is it. So you can set it in here, in the properties. Yes, I like it much more. Okay, and now let's go for the text. So recently I came across a font that I forgot its name. I will move the frog a little bit higher, and we will add the font in here. Love you, adult. Okay, let's make it bigger. Da, 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 da. Okay, and we will align it on the middle, and we will pick some reasonable color, for example the dark brown we had in here, and let's search for the font. This is like the worst part, or like the part I hate the most. Oh, this actually looks kind of Valentine-y. It looks very Valentine-y. I'm good. And I'm gonna pick the color of the heart because I like it. Okay, what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna experiment with the font a little bit. So I will copy the whole artboard with the artboard tool underneath. Always do backups, guys. Always do backups. Like, if you see some of my designs, I have like this whole thing full only of the copy of the copy of the copy, because you never know. And what I'm thinking now is maybe we can add the text in the shape of the heart. So I'm gonna draw a line with the pen tool, and now I'm just gonna use the text. It's in here, type on the path, and just love you. Maybe just love you looks really nice. I'm gonna keep love you. Let's make the U bigger. Okay, and I'm gonna adjust it a little bit so that it goes in the direction I wish it to go. I'm gonna make it the same color as it was in here. No, forgot. Unselect. This looks also cute. I'm gonna try the version also with the... By the way, if you don't have this font downloaded, it's Shrikhand Regular. I'm gonna link it in the description if it's not a native font from Adobe, because I already forgot all the fonts that I downloaded ever, so I have not the slightest clue. Adult, okay. Let's move it a little bit. No, that's not what I wanted to do. Okay. Then higher. Yeah, there's like perfectly reasonable way how to do this, but from time to time I'm just an idiot and I just do stuff like an idiot. That's how it works. We have to be okay about it. Alright, and I'm gonna move it a tiny bit away from the heart so it's not like crowded in there. And I also feel like the love needs to be in curve a little bit more. Yeah, that's it. It's all coming together. Okay. I think it's cute. All right, now we need to be sure that the frog is actually inside of the A5 properly. So I'm just going to create the size the card is going to be in the end. And I'm gonna set the size for the A5 so that actually I can see where the frog is gonna be on the front part of the card. You know what I mean? Okay, it looks kind of reasonable. So I would call it a day and let's export this cutie. In case you want to write something underneath or like anywhere, add more hearts or add more stars or whatever, you of course can. I like this one the most. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to export it. I'm going to check that it's artboard number 3. Go to File, go to Export As. And now we are going to name it Froggy and put it into projects. I use PNG, so we can use JPEG. Let's put it on JPEG. And nothing much is gonna say change, Froggy. Don't forget to set the quality of the file to maximum and the resolution needs to be at least 300 dots per inch so that it looks actually pretty reasonable from the print. What I would also advise you in case you are going to print it, I'm a big fan of PDF format for whatever reason. So I always, when I'm going for print, I always save it as a PDF as well. So that, I don't know, I feel like the printer actually likes the PDF more, but who knows what printers want, they are crazy, right? So now we have it saved, and when I want to take a look at it, here is the froggy. Well, isn't she a cutie? There you go. You can go for it and print it.